Tonight on Lowdown, we head over to the Elliott Student Union to showcase some activities available for students.
We'll also go to the grand opening for the Center of Multiculturalism and Inclusivity.
So sit back, relax, and join us for another look at UCM here on Lowdown. Hello and welcome back to Lowdown, a show by the students of the University of Central Missouri. I'm Brock Masters.
And I'm Ronjanae Hill. Thanks for joining us this evening as we continue to delve into all the cool things happening here at UCM.
The Center for Multiculturalism and Inclusivity had its grand opening this past week. Jacob Clark gives us the details.
We'll also sit down with a couple of students to talk about their interest in the art of sound.
Last week on February 14th, the University of Central Missouri hosted an event celebrating the opening of the new Multiculturalism and Inclusivity Center in the upper level of the Elliott Student Union. Many different people were in attendance, from President Ambrose to international students, to witness the ribbon cutting. We asked an attendee what brought them to the event.
I was asked by Ms. Alicia Bowman to open up the grand opening ceremony with the Black National Anthem, so that is what brings me here today.
Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory.
We also asked him about his opinion on how the event had gone.
I think the event went really well. It's really good to see so many people here to support the Multicultural Center. So it's really good, especially people of many different cultures and diversity here at the campus, to see them here to support something like this.
A main leader within the center, Tara Napoleon, also spoke at the event about the humble beginnings of the center.
When I came into this position of the Ideas Coordinator, the conception of a multicultural center had not even been on the horizon. The students spoke, and not long after that, the students returned to UCM in the fall of 2016 with a space specifically for them. Although we didn't have much in that first semester, we did in the second, and then we did the first thing that really made sense. We hired Ms. Alicia Bowman.
President Ambrose also spoke of the importance of the center to the university.
Sometimes we don't feel as if we're coming together in the ways that we should, but you convinced me that we needed a place to call your own, a place that's staffed. Faculty and staff, and I'm so proud of the staff and faculty that are in this room who care about you so much. But we're the beneficiaries, right? Because it's the energy, it's the commitment, it's the relationships that you see the world a lot differently. And I'm so proud of our students, because when we think about multiculturalism and inclusivity, there are many days as you just walk across the entire campus that you see what the world is going to look like here in Lawrenceburg. Think about it, 50% of our students are the first in their families to go to college. 36% of our students are of color. When we include our international student population, the world is right here in Lawrenceburg.
In closing, we asked Reginald about the effect and importance the center holds for him.
It affects me because I am a multicultural student. I go to an institution that is predominantly white, so myself being African American, it's who I am. So a place like this is very helpful. Again, with us being a predominantly white institution, there are others who go here. As I overheard, that there are 36% of these students that go here are African Americans. So we need a place where we can come and we could associate and fellowship together as multicultural students or people of different color, race, or religion. So a place like this is really resourceful, and it really opens the door to a lot of different things for the university.
Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Jacob Clark.
percussion-obsessed musician and University of Central Missouri student Michael Walling has been accepted into the Drum Corps International for the second year in a row. He recalls the moment when he was inspired to dabble in percussion.
What got me into drum corps, when I was 13, my mother took me to my first drum corps show. My mother used to be in color guard in marching band in high school, and so she had heard of drum corps, because drum corps is basically professional marching band. And she took me to a show for the first time when I was 13 in Kansas, and I loved it and quickly forgot about it because I was 13. And then in high school, there's a show that comes here to Warrensburg, actually, in the middle of the summer. And I came here 2 summers in a row and just fell in love with it, and it's awesome. And I never thought I'd do something like that, and then I got here, and we have a teacher here named Marcus Newdigate, who was in drum corps and still teaches drum corps, and he helped me along and helped me find my passion for drum corps. What Drum Corps International is it's an organization, and so the best way I can describe it is Drum Corps International is this umbrella that has a bunch of things under it that are still considered Drum Corps International. The first thing under this umbrella is drum corps. There are about 50, somewhere in the 50-ish range of drum corps across the United States. Each drum corps is based in its own town. So like for instance, Madison Scouts is based in Madison, Wisconsin. Blue Devils are based in Concord, California. They're all over the country. And each drum corps is, it's basically a professional marching band of drumline, front ensemble, and brass players. There are no woodwinds. And what it is it's competition. It's professional marching band competition that separates itself from a school name. The whole competition base behind drum corps is that by the end of the season, you will perform in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana, which for every band nerd everywhere is the dream. Lucas Oil Stadium is beautiful. It's in Indianapolis. And it's just this aura around it, you know? It's like this legend behind it. You know, do you have like that thing back at home that's like, it may not be like the coolest thing, but it's just like legend status. If you get there, that's Lucas Oil Stadium. And so competitions, you have 4 big regionals that the drum corps will meet at before the final, and that's the Midwest Regional, the Southwest, the Southeast, and the Northeast Regional. Midwest Regionals up in Minnesota at the University of Minnesota, beautiful stadium there too. And every drum corps is there. It is all hands on deck. It is a full day in this stadium of drum corps. And I mean, it's literally, so it's a process, dude. So like you pull up to the parking lot, and you unload your equipment. And for front ensemble, we will practice in the parking lot outside the stadium. And then we get taken down the ramp, down into the inner workings of the stadium, and we're on the field of the stadium. And there's a corps in front of us who started their schedule the exact same way just 12 minutes before. And their 12-minute show gets done, and as they are pulling off the field, we're pulling on. And it is not a moment to waste. I mean, time starts and you have 15 minutes to get on the field, put a show on, and get off the field. And so, you know, and you're doing that with 50 corps in a day. So it's a lot.
This is Gareth Miles Greenfield reporting for Lowdown.
Now let's head over to the Union to see all the cool activities available for students.
Then we'll take a look at a presentation by UCM students that introduces you to a whole new culture.
And then we'll come on down to Spotlight's Price is Right event. Take a look.
Tunisian international students Mohammed and Issam presented themselves and their country to let people aware that Tunisia is a real country. Mohammed explains how they got to America, and Issam talks about his cultural Tunisian attire.
Me and Issam are actually from Tunisia, so we came under the Thomas Jefferson Scholarship Program, which is a program that it's funded by the US Department and sponsored by IREX, which is the International Research and Exchange Board. The presentation was actually about our country, Tunisia, which is located in northern Africa, so a bunch of people here and around America do not actually know where Tunisia is, or what's the culture look like there, or what do they speak, or what's the literary and culinary culture is there. So we tried through this presentation to make it clear for people, UCM students, and and wanted actually to let them take a new vision, a new look about the other part of the world, which is quite away from them, quite away from the United States. And everybody was happy after the presentation, and they seemed to like it so much.
What I wear exactly, the hat, well, its name is Shashia. It's the red one. And what I wear is jibba. It's like white, mostly will be white clothes, traditional one. I think like it's like Berber clothes, so traditional, like 3,000 years ago, and like most people now wear it in the traditional holidays and celebrations. So it's so significant to the Tunisian culture. That's why I try to wear it. And Mohammed didn't wear. We decided like one to choose, one to wear the traditional clothes and one without, because in Tunisia, like it's not common to find a lot of people wearing the traditional clothes. That's why we decided to represent like exactly what you can find in Tunisia.
Mohammed compares media portrayal of America to real-life America, and why you should travel to Tunisia.
When you watch like TV and soap operas and Hollywood movies and stuff, so these things actually give you a certain image about the United States, about life here. But actually, when you come here and live the actual life, and you meet people and stuff, there's a huge difference that happens into your mind and your perspective that you already had because of those movies and stuff. So there's a huge difference between what you get from the media and what you get from the real life. So what I expected is to find a bunch of stereotypes, which I actually did, but there's no like fancy life, Hollywood everywhere. No, it's there's a huge difference between the media, between TV, and between real life. Because Tunisia is really old in terms of history, in terms of the cultures and the tribes that actually traveled towards Tunisia, and that's why they made of Tunisia such a melting pot, such a huge diverse culture in Tunisia. And what they actually like too is the food. Yeah, how does it look like, the taste? Because there's something which is really particular about Tunisia, which is Tunisia gathers more of Greece, the desert, the beaches, everything. So it's just an amazing place to visit, and I encourage the Americans to think about it and visit it.
Seriously, viewers, I shouldn't have to keep telling you this. Go to a different country and have a ball exploring. All you need is money, a passport, and a weekend, and just go for it. This is Gareth Miles Greenfield, reporting for Lowdown.
Inside the Elliott Student Union, there are all kinds of fun things to do. The Union Cinema, the bowling alley, and the various eateries all seem to appeal to most students, faculty, and staff. The cinema seats 45, and 35 of those seats being lazy boy recliners, and 10 are high-top chairs.
It's a great alternative option for people who are here staying on weekends. They can come see a free movie, and we have really cheap snacks. And it's just a good way to kind of, I guess, get together with friends or just hang out. Attendance mostly depends on the movie that's being shown. We definitely have our regulars, but if the movie's really popular, we're probably pretty packed. If it's one that's kind of flown under the radar, there's usually a crowd, but it's much smaller. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we play the shows. Thursdays there's 2 showings, and then Friday and Saturday we have 3 showings.
To get into the theater, students and faculty must present a valid UCM ID, and each person is allowed to bring 1 additional guest free of charge.
The movie cinema, I'm a big film person, so as a student being able to go to a film for free before it comes out on DVD is very nice.
As much as the students enjoy the cinema, they also enjoy the bowling alley as well. The Union has the only bowling alley here in town, so members of the community also come and utilize the lane. There are always specials and deals going on, which makes bowling fun and affordable for all.
I would say that they like to utilize it, especially during our specials. Every day during the week, Monday through Friday, we have Dollar Bowl from 12 to 2, and usually that gets a lot of people, whether it's students going in between classes, just want to blow off some stress, or people from the actual public that just have a day off. They like to come in during those times. And then we have also specials during the week at random days, and students usually like to come in. Sometimes it's usually a weekend event. A lot of students like to come in, and it's a fun activity. Our glow bowls are
every Friday and Saturday starting at 8, and we always close at midnight, so unless otherwise stated, but we'll usually close at midnight. The price for that, however, goes up. For students, the usual cost is $2.50 a game, with a little bit of tax, of course, but when it gets to Globe Bowl, it goes up to $3 a game. And for the public, they start off at $3 and it goes up to $4 for a game.
The weekends are when most members of the community and students have their free time, so that's definitely when the bowling alley sees the most action.
Fridays and Saturdays, definitely. Partially because of Globe Bowl, and usually because it's just the weekend, and people like to come. Sometimes it's a fun, I know people that bring their dates out here. Some people just bring their kids out here. It's just a fun weekend activity, so it's Friday and Saturday nights usually.
This has been Brianna Dalton reporting for Lowdown. Thanks for watching.
Recently, Spotlight held an event based off the show The Price is Right, where students compete in different games to win prizes. I checked in with Ashley Brocksmith, the event coordinator, to see how the event turned out.
It turned out really good. We had 42 students come. They were very interactive the entire time, very enthusiastic crowd. Everybody had fun with it, and they were, just went really good.
I also talked to one of the contestants to see how their experience was during the event, and to know what kind of games they played.
One of the games I played was, the first game I actually played was to guess on 3 movies. And also another one was to, got to play Cliffhanger, which was pretty fun, and got to win a couple prizes off of that. And then the next was to spin a wheel, and got 10 cents the first try, and then 90 cents the second try. I don't know how I did that, but it worked pretty good. And then got to go to the showcase and missed out on it, but it's all right because I knew the other person that got the other one.
We did just mainly like the classics, like the ones you think of Prices Right. We had like the Cliffhangers, Hole in One, Easy as 1, 2, 3. We did do a round of Trivia Crack just for like kind of get more people involved to kind of break it up, make it last a little longer. And then we did a couple more games, and then we ended with the showcase.
If you missed out, then no worries. Spotlight plans to bring back the event sometime in the future.
They have done it in the past too. I think they've done it twice. I think once in 2013 and 2015. So they've done it before, and I really think it would be a good event to bring back. Maybe not next year, but like maybe the next year. We had a good turnout, and the students really liked it, and it's really interactive.
All right, show us your answers. We got...
To keep up with other events, Spotlight has different social media platforms that you can check on.
Always follow the Spotlight page. We have a Facebook page, a Snapchat, Instagram. We always have our table set up in the union at least once every other week, if not more. But you can always come to student activities, and there's somebody in here that we can get you more information if you need it too.
This is Tafile Porto reporting for Lowdown.
To close out the show this evening, Jacob tells us more about a professor on campus and his recent trip to Chicago.
And finally, we'll check out a comedian that recently visited campus.
Pyramids theme. We invite you to radiate in the shared glory of this patented drawing system. A patented drawing system that is guaranteed to unlock your artistic abilities that are lying dormant in the foundation of your being.
Hello. In this video, we will introduce you to Phase 1 of Pyramid Theme patented drawing system, familiarizing you with the materials available in this first kit, including...
This may seem like a harmless tutorial video, but it is actually a scam. Marco Rosichelli is a professor here at the University of Central Missouri. We managed to sit down with Marco to ask him about his involvement in Pyramids Theme and the University of Central Missouri.
My primary responsibilities are teaching. I teach 3 classes each semester, all in foundations areas. So it's all of the introductory first year experience stuff for art students. So primarily that looks like 2D design, color and theory, and 3D design. And then also, like I said, I'm in charge of the foundation's area, so I oversee adjuncts that teach in the area and order supplies, maintenance, those kinds of things related to that area of the art department.
Marco is an extremely diligent and talented professor, so why would such a skilled professor be involved in an awful pyramid scheme? To find out, we asked the man himself.
Pyramids Theme is a project that I work with my art partner, or partner, if you will, Ryan Peter Miller. He lives in Chicago, and we've been collaborating off and on for the last 5 years or so. Most of our work is what you'd call institutional critique, which is artwork that's sort of poking at or finding the edges of things in the art world. So Pyramids Theme is a satirical drawing kit that you could purchase, and then using our patented system, learn to become a better artist or a better illustrator. And in the kit, it includes literature to talk to you about how to, one, not only use the kit, how to draw, best practices, pro tips, etc., but then also what does it mean to be an artist, what does an artist look like, what do they function, and then the sort of hook at the rear end is how to sell these kits to other people, right? So that's the sort of the Pyramids Theme, pyramid scheme part of the project. So it's entirely satirical, and we come out as sort of like pitchmen, like you might find at a convention center. We come out and try to sell the kit to people. So it's tongue-in-cheek in a way, but it's also serious because it also reflects what we both do in the classroom, which is we teach art to students.
We also asked Marco the parallels between performing for Pyramids Theme and teaching in the classroom.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parallels. First of all, teaching is a lot like performance, right? It's, in character as a teacher is not so dissimilar from being in character as a pitchman for Pyramids Theme. There's a certain amount of theater that goes into teaching, right? Like getting people excited about the material, getting them interested. Secondarily, I think also, like I said, the process of getting better at anything is a little bit that simple. Like you do it more, you'll get better at it. So Pyramids Theme comes with a stencil where you learn how to draw a pyramid, right? And it's dumb almost, right? Like this idea, but like there's some truth to that too. If you do something enough, even drawing a simple pyramid over and over again, you will get better at it.
Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Jacob Clark.
Spotlight invited comedian, musician, and dancer Kenneth Pario, aka Exclusive. He came down to perform at the University of Central Missouri on his Missouri College tour.
So one day when I was younger, my dad took me to Walmart, and after we finished shopping and went to check out, I picked up a pack of gum and put it on the counter. So my dad said, "Well, put that gum back." And I'm like, "Cause if you don't, I will knock you into."
Exclusive discusses about how he started performing and how his time on America's Got Talent has jump-started his career.
I'm here at UCM to be me for an hour in front of strangers. I love being on stage. Like I get to be a different me in a sense. I started performing when I was 9 years old. I'm a classical pianist and my parents had me doing competitions and stuff like that. So I got started pretty young. I started dancing when I was 13 because I hated playing the piano for like a while, and I decided to dance on my own while I was still playing, but it was my choice to dance, so I just wanted to get out there and start. My style of dance is called popping. Break dancing is like the umbrella term, but it's popping. I chose popping as my style of dance because I went to a step show when I was 13, and I saw a guy do a crazy dance solo, and it was that style of popping, and I just wanted to I thought it was dope. And all the guys that could either dance or sing got all the girls when I was younger, and I couldn't sing, so I'm gonna go the dance route, so that's what I chose. I was on America's Got Talent dancing, doing the robot pretty much, and that's what kind of jump-started my career. All I did was just went online, put in an application for an audition, and they called me back with my call time, and luckily, man, I made it through these thousands of people. And it got me here. Since America's Got Talent, I've done So You Think You Could Dance. I got to perform in the finale with my crew, Dragon House, and that was a lot of fun. And but from America's Got Talent, that got me onto a baseball tour. So during the summer and the spring, I danced for baseball teams, and then, goodness, I got a message on YouTube about a guy wanting to represent me in the college market. And that's how I got to the college market. And I've just been doing this ever since until I make it to that next level. So I'm touring around Missouri right now. Then I go home, then I'll be in Michigan. I think I prefer doing smaller venues just because it's a lot more intimate. And I feel like I can connect more with the crowd as opposed to, I do love like the responses that I get from larger crowds. And you know, I have more room for rhythm vocally, but I don't know, I just love being able to see every face, you know, and be able to react and be in the moment with the people that are right here. And I can talk to them and I can tell whether or not we're relating or not. I got nominated by Campus Activities Magazine's last year's Best Small Venue Performer. And goodness, that got me into every NACA conference except for one. Yes, I'm gonna have a really busy year this year, and I've been praying for it, and I finally got it. If you want to check out some of my piano covers, dance stuff, comedy, videos, or whatnot, really the best place is Instagram. So my Instagram is at KPARYO. So that's first initial last name, K Pario, and that's my Twitter, and Facebook is Kenneth Pario. So
if you feel you've missed out, don't worry, Spotlight has invited more comedians to the University of Central Missouri in the near future. This is Gareth Miles Greenfield reporting for Lowdown.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have tonight, but do not fear, our show in its entirety and individual segments can be found on our KMOS-TV YouTube page.
Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Brock Masters.
And I'm Ronjanae Hill. Good night.
You didn't have bloopers?
In one of the shows, we didn't have bloopers, and he was like, "Why didn't you have bloopers?"
Oh, I think in the first
That's
episode.
my favorite part.